Hi, it's David here with Future Trading. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I got a lot of information I want to give to you guys on today. I hope that you made it through today's trading. So if you used any of this information that I've been disclosing, whether it's about the choppy markets or the universal content, hopefully you were able to survive some of the back and forth that they did on today. I know today was a bit of a challenge for a lot of traders. Hopefully this could help. All right, so if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Again, all of the thumbnails are of a chart that I actually went over in the video. I have, of course, the must watch list. There's loads of information here that you can take in. Price action reading. So in real time, if you never read a chart, you'll want to definitely start here. The universal threshold, how far the bar will pull back before it resumes. Price action trend. There's a trend in here, and then the market went up. There's no prior structure break needed. I count the bars, so you can definitely look in that video and see that. The universal price action method. So this is a bar and a half. I know a lot of you like the ICT approach. Well, I want to tell you that this has been going on long before he or I took notice of the markets. It's always been there, and it's the majority principle. It's really simple. I'm going to try my best to, again, just put that in front of you so you can see it. And you want to do this in real time. That's the main thing. So that way you're already in the trade before it becomes too progressive as to where it's going. You want to already be in it. Universal chart scale. So from left to right, I teach you how to read that hard right edge and know where the market can turn it looking here on the right hand side of the chart. Okay, it's really important that you get that. Price action reading. The key word is action. It has to be moving. So we don't want to have to always look hindsight in order to know that the market will continue. And I teach you how to do that using your chart. I had been going over the indicator suite, and of course, that's just for those that are interested in that information, seriously interested in that information. And of course, giving the traders that has already purchased the indicators a chance to see their tools on video. Want to make sure that I tell you everything that you would need is here. It's free. So you can have a lot of free information that can help you. And again, I know today was a bit of a challenge, and hopefully you use some of the free information. But if you need additional information, it's available for you for 200 bucks. It's available for you. You can get that opinion on your chart if you want it. All right. So want to make sure I say that to you. Now, this is what I think about markets. It's really simple. Traders are taught to believe that it's random. I'm going to show you that it's really not. This is how I teach markets. It's like literature from the title until the last remarks. I want to make sure that you understand that what you're looking at from the beginning until the end, that's what's intended. This is one of the principles that's in the chart, and you'll want to find it because majority controls the minority. They're compelled to follow. Compelled to follow the majority. I want to tell you that. These are some of the tools, not quite all of them, but these are some of the tools that I'm offering. There's far more. But the price line, I paid over 200 bucks for this functionality, and I built the rest, and I want to give it away to you if you're interested in that information there. I'll follow the plot process, so I don't do any Q&A about the indicators. I want to tell you. Now, before we continue on, I know it's like 4:33. We may be able to do a little bit of real-time reading here, just a little bit. The blue marker here, the blue marker here is falling below the bar's low. All right, so it's falling below the bar's low. That pressure will come on, indicating that there's a move that it can, begin to move down. They got right up to this high, and they're just not breaking it currently. I doubt they'll do this while I'm on here, but I'll put it in front of you. Of course, I definitely want to make mention of the universal approach. Now, this is really simple. They're still in the upper part of your scale, so they can go back up. All right. Now, I don't believe it's a downtrend here, and even if it is, they can get through this. I want to just tell you that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. That's not 7. They can still go back up. And even if they made one more lower, I can tell you right now they're going through this high. That's pretty much how it should work. So definitely moving into later on this afternoon. If they're not back above this high by the time I finish buffering the video, just expect them to get back up there. All right. So this is all you need to go up 7 bars. And of course, we're going to look at that open, and I want to tell you something about this. All right. So at 9:30, they did a lot of back and forth, and I want to tell you what that is. I want to tell you what that looks like. We'll take a look in just a moment. But before doing so, we just went over this. They're trying to do this. This is the universal approach. They're getting that mid beneath that low, they can push down. Okay. And if they're going up, that's that there. Okay. You want to try to get that mid, that majority above the bar's high. Once that happens, let me do talk about the threshold. The live bar that's moving, you want to see if they can move into that threshold, okay, and then pop out of it. See, can they move into that threshold with the live bar and pop out of it? It's really simple. Now, before continuing on, I want to tell you guys, I'm not here for any reason other than to help you. That's all I'm here for. I want to make sure that I say that to you. I no longer have a website. I used to have a company online years ago, and I took it off. So if you're someone that's interested in purchasing anything from a vendor, I'm not one, okay? You would want to go with someone that has a website, okay? You don't have to ask me, contact me, ask me, do I have a website? Uh, where did you find me? On YouTube. All right, so that's your answer right there. So I have YouTube. YouTube is just a social site, but it's online. That's the thing; it's online. Here's the other thing I want anyone to consider whenever you want to purchase anything from me. I use PayPal, and if you know anything about PayPal, they actually have requirements that the person that's doing the selling and those that's purchasing meet requirements. Okay, so they protect you. So it's like having a website. It's like having a website, really. I mean, when you would go to my website, I used to have the PayPal buttons that you would have to push in order to pay, and it's a secured transaction. So PayPal is not going to let me run a company with their company if I'm not legit. I want to go ahead and tell you that. So just want to help you out. So if you're contacting me and you want someone with a website, again, where did you find me? On YouTube. So I don't have a website. I just want to tell you that, and I don't need one. I already have one. Don't want another one. All right. So it's really simple. So again, it protects us both. The one doing the purchasing and the one doing the selling. It protects us both. All right. That's really important. Now, I don't offer refunds. I want to tell you why. And here's one reason. The information that I'm providing on the channel for free is worth more than $200. Really important that you get that. Really important that you get that. The other thing is that I'm the one that's coding these indicators, okay? And so if you watch them long enough, use a little bit of deduction for the most part, not all of them, because there's quite a few of them in there that you will never figure out what's going on behind the code. But if you just watch a few of them, and I put them in front of you on the channel, matter of fact, the last video I've done was to encourage you to learn what I'm using. I put it on the chart so you can try to follow along. So because I'm encouraging you with indicators to learn what's the plot. So it plots on your chart. I want you to learn why it's plotting by just using some deduction. Don't be lazy. If you get my suite, if you get my suite and you watch my indicators, you can learn some of them, not all of them. You won't, not all of them. I guarantee you won't. You won't know what's behind all the code, but there's some in there that kind of just listed on the indicator list what it means, okay, what it does. And so I won't refund anyone that purchased my indicators because, again, there's information that I'm disclosing to you just by you being on my channel. It's worth more than $200. If you get my indicators, there's several of them in the list that kind of the title of the indicator tells you what it does. And so you're getting my intellectual property and you expect me to, I don't know, give you your money back, but you are in possession of something that I can no longer retain back from you. So I don't provide refunds. I want to tell you that. Now, and don't make a decision to buy the tools if you're skeptical or you're, not ready to make a purchase. Don't buy them. It's just that simple. Don't contact me if you're not ready to make a purchase. So if you're not ready for an invoice, don't contact me. I don't need your money. I want to tell you that I have my own. That's the main reason I have my own. The proof of that is that you're here learning from me, and that's how I know I don't need your money because I have my own. So I want to say that to you. I'm reading price in real time. Most YouTube people, they don't do that. I'm not a YouTube personality, but I know people on YouTube. They claim they're reading price action, and the chart is still. And so I read the market in real time. I'm structuring out the context. So I'm giving you what could happen with your chart frame all the way to when the bar will close. So if you go and look at some of the videos here, I don't have the indicator on the chart because I'm not trying to show you a bunch of indicators. But if you go to some of these videos, you'll see just some of these. Matter of fact, just some of these. You go to any one of them pretty much. You'll see that I have an indicator that'll tell you where the bar will potentially not close. Okay, so that could help. That can help. I'm telling you how far to pull back. I have an indicator to tell you where it can close, and then I'm trying to help you devise your chart, know where it can turn at without having to look hindsight. So I'm trying to give you a lot of context. That's all. And again, I'm creating the indicators and I'm offering them to you for significantly less than you would pay for one. I'm trying to give you over 50 of them. And so I'm giving you yet again some more information that you can learn from for a very reduced rate. Very reduced rate. So I'm not here trying to get anything from you. Okay. I don't want anything from you. I want to give to you. I know that may be strange. Okay. That may be strange, but I do want to actually give you something. And it's free. The information on the channel is free. You don't need the indicators. I'm trying to teach you how to read the chart without them. Referencing reliable sources like the dictionary encyclopedia. You stay on the web on my channel long enough, you'll see that I like reading, reading the dictionary in some of these videos because then everybody's on the same page and it's kind of like a universal language versus it being something that's kind of like popular terminology. I don't want to give you something that's subjective that I came up with. I want to give you information that you can understand. So, really important. I don't do elaborate intros. I hope you know that. That's why I only give the thumbnail of the chart that I actually went over with you. It's really important that you get that part. All right. So I don't have personal images of myself because you're trying to learn. So I'm not going to impede that process. I don't want you to, of course, be taken away, on some other idea or some egotistical foolishness I'm going through. And just, I want you to pay attention to the chart. That's really important. I want you to focus in on what's important. So that's what I want to tell you. Yeah, they can try to turn back up here. They can. Again, they're in the upper part of the chart. I don't know if they'll get that done. They may try to come back under here and then come back up. But the goal is if they were to come down under here, let's see if they can just maybe fall into that threshold. So, and I do provide a chart scale with the indicators to have a little bit more information on the chart scale to kind of point you to which bar they should turn at. And I just want to say that to you there. So there's a lot of popular terminology online. Okay. And again, I'm trying to give you definitions and stuff because that helps. Okay. So if you're new, the market is a sophisticated model of who we are, and you can read this information here. The no touch, no close is a real time identification process. So everywhere you're seeing a level in a green bar, there's your box. I know a lot of people are, after this kind of information, but this won't get your trading to work. Right? It won't get you what you need. Buying and selling is happening on all prices, so you need a universal method that can be applied to all cases. And of course, it needs to be procedural because you need an official way of doing something like the doctors, the lawyers, or even courts for that matter. They have proceedings. So you want to actually go with something that can constantly keep happening over and over and over and over again. And so I'm trying to teach you a universal approach. And that's why I would never refund anyone $200. So try not to contact me and then, of course, demand your money back because that's not going to happen. All right, I do think that's unprofessional of anyone, for that matter, to want to obtain something for nothing. Okay, because you're obtaining free information that's really effective, and I can assure you, you can learn something just by watching the indicators. Absolutely. So I want to make sure that you know that that particular method that's online that everybody is in pursuit of, it shows up everywhere. It does. It shows up everywhere because it's universal. It should show up if the market is going to get on its way. If it's going to go, it's majority. Now, I did code a version of it. Again, that's that version, and you will be provided that version as well, where it's everywhere. And then, of course, you'll have the one that I coded, which is not. It's not as I don't know apparent. It's not everywhere all over the chart. It's only in places that I found significant. Now, some of them work, some of them don't. That's just how it is. Okay, I want to make sure that I tell you that all of the signals will not work. You had one in here that worked okay. They leaned into it and they pushed off. They tried to get this one to work, and the goal is to let them not break the level, not so much the zone. Because remember, the no touch is the actual level. Let me just refresh this. It's the level. You don't want them to go past the level, not so much the zone. Okay, but I know a lot of people go at it from that angle. You had them down here, and they kind of moved in that direction. Then you had it here. Now, when it came to 930, it came in right here. They kind of pulled up to it, fell down. Then they came with this one. They just couldn't get back up. They fell down, turned the corner. They fell into, that level. They pushed up, but they just didn't want to make it right away. And then, of course, that's when they came back with that one. And, of course, this is the version that I made. All right. And again, try to put your stop behind that level. And just like anything, it's not 100%. So it can can't fail. You kind of had it here and they moved down, but then they blew through these. So just want to tell you that it's really important that you get that. I'm full transparency, just trying to show you what's there. All right. Now, you get the market analyzer. This is something else I don't know if you guys have been really paying attention to, but the market analyzer, I took the snapshot this morning at 9:29 before all the fussiness began. I saw that they had did a lot of this, and we'll take a look at the chart. And I tried to outline some of this for you too. I did. So we'll take a look at the chart so you can see that as well. But 9:29 this morning, there's the prices on the market analyzer. And again, you're provided this information. This is today's information this morning at 9:29. That was the bar currently at that time. And then it's that Sunday. So overnight information, this was that, and that's those lines here. And this was Friday's information. All right. So now let me get that chart for you, and then we'll take an outline some of that information there. Let me just grab that chart. Okay, so this is at 9 something. Okay, so this is that information there. When I took that snapshot, it was roughly right about there, somewhere in that area right there. And there's that information there. Let me put it back in front of you in case you can't, you don't want to rewind the video. This is what it looked like. Okay, this is what it looked like. Those ranges, and this is where they were at. And of course, that was there. Okay, now they fell into that information, kind of did a lot of back and forth, and we'll talk about this right here. They kind of did that, and then they, pushed up. Okay, and that's pretty much where they're at currently. Now, I had went over the choppy market information. Now we'll talk about this real briefly, and I'll let you go. The choppy conditions. We had talked about this. All right. So if you want to go back and watch something that's a little bit longer, yeah, that's 33 minutes. You can kind of go into that if you want. But I want to touch on some of that because it's not random. I want to tell you it's not random. Wherever you have the H's and the L's. So the L's, we're looking for this. Okay. Just kind of throw this in front of you real quickly. Again, trying to give you a lot of free information that you can just kind of go take to the charts and begin to use. And I want you to win. I want you to win. I'm here to give to you. Just here to give to you. And do not please don't email me if you want to purchase from someone that has a website. Don't email me, please don't. Only email me if you want an actual invoice. Ask for the invoice. All right, it's really simple. So otherwise, don't email me. All right, it's really simple. So you got 3 L's here. I'm sorry, 3 L's, and that's because these 3 lows are higher. I'm looking for professionals to interact with, not people that don't know how to be professional. And one of the things that tell me whether or not you're a professional, if you know how to say thank you when I respond back to you. That's really important. So we have an H here, so we're looking for that if we're trying to go down. So I want to interact with professionals. That's all I want to do. And those that know what's here, know what's available. So I'm trying to give you stuff, trying to help you get there. That's all. And so here, if you're seeing them trying to sell the market, that's fine. They're still, essentially hitting the gas. They want to get it down. They kind of went right past them. Now, I want to tell you what's beneath here, okay? Because if they could have went down, they would have, okay? But they went up higher. So it's still what's happening beneath here that's significant. And then, of course, they tried again, and then it became less. Okay, it became a little bit less. They didn't quite get all the way there, but, they pushed down a little bit right back into this area where they got kind of knocked out. And then they became real eager here. And of course, that's when they blew past. Now, I'm not going to go through every scenario, but I want to just kind of make 9:30 make sense for you with that information when it comes to the choppiness. And of course, here's that move up. You can see them less and less, even though they are constantly coming in with the signals. They're unable to give anything. So that's beneath here. Okay, it's beneath here. All right, so. And then, of course, here's the 9:30. So here's 9:30 on this bar here. Kind of dove down into this information here. Kind of had like 3 or 4 of them here, kind of right out of that. And they popped up, but then they ran through the high. And again, I told you guys, you want to see if they can give the consecutive closes outside of these highs. And if they're not doing that, that can potentially be a problem. And then they drop down. Well, they're not closing beneath this price level, okay? And that's here. Okay, that's this area right here where they couldn't get those selling, and it came in pretty well because they lifted up and tested inside of this one as well as this one. All 3 of these they tested, but they couldn't get it down. Okay, and that kind of again fell into that particular zone. This zone caught that one and pushed it up, but it's this zone here that they fell into. And then of course 9:30 they begin to work their magic. Now this zone right here in particular is this one here. So let's kind of go back, and that's that information here. Okay, so we're looking at that 591, 591.75. Okay, and that's that 591.75. They didn't want to close beneath it. Now, here's the thing that's significant that I'm teaching you on the channel, and I hope you guys are using this information. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 6. That's not 7. Okay, so now if you just think about it, if you're not going to go down and take out the uptrend, okay, well, from the title until the last remarks, I want to tell you that these guys are absolutely serious. If you're not going to go up, well, then you're not going to go down. You're going to go up, which again brings me to this. Let me go back here and show you where the trend had actually started. So the trend has started back here. Okay, it started back here, and them guys did not want to pass that trend. Let me just kind of compress that and bring it back forward. 9:30, 9:30. See, they dove into that zone. They dove into that zone at 9:30, and they went back up. They did not want to go past the uptrend, and this is the center right here. Let me kind of move this out of the way just a bit. The center of that trend is there, the top of that zone, pretty much. Okay, they didn't want to break the uptrend, and so they went back up. And it was never a downtrend in this. It wasn't a downtrend. I'll open it up so you can see it. Make sure that you're able to see it. I know today may have been a challenge for you, but I want you to know that there was no reason to be too concerned, to say the least. There was only 6 bars, and I'll count them again on this template here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 5, and there's 6. Now off the high, let's kind of put it all together. So off the high, we had this. We had that information there, and then we had our red bar. I want to make sure that you can learn. That's all. I want to make sure that you can learn. And I'm a professional. I'm serious about what it is that I'm trying to show you. I'm very serious. I want to help you. And that's why I require that people that interact with me be professional as well. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give away information. I'm trying to give away as much as I possibly can. And do not think it's strange that I require just a bit of effort on your part to pay for some tools. That's all. Just a little bit of effort, not a lot. I'm not trying to sell you anything that you can't learn from. Okay, I know a lot of vendors out here, they sell indicators, but you can't learn from them. And so you're not going to be able to get your trading to work if you have stuff on your chart, but you don't understand why it's moving, why it's being plotted. And of course, I can't do the Q&A for all of the indicators, but there are quite a few in there that you can learn from. See all the highs. See, we want the red bar preferably first, but if not, yeah, second will do. I really don't want it third. I want to tell you that the sooner the better. We want this to come in sooner than later. That's important. You want that to show up sooner than later. Really important that you understand that. All right, it's really important that you get that. Off the bottom. So we don't know it's going to go that far. Let me do that example as well. So we push down first. Some of you may be looking and say, well, they did it off the bottom. How do you know it'll get that far? Well, let's do that example too. Let's do that. Let's get the green bar. Well, actually, the green bar was first here. The green bar was first. Let's get the green bar first. Got to try to utilize some of the information that I'm providing you, and hopefully it can help. That's the main thing that can help. And again, if you're new, I welcome you here. I just want to make sure that I'm being as transparent with you as I possibly can, that trading offers you both. It's not just a place of opportunity, because I really don't believe that it's that at all. I want to tell you that I don't believe that the market is a place of opportunity. I believe that you are here to be taken advantage of by the market. That's the whole point of the business model, to make sure that they can fill their orders, and you may play a major role in that process actually happening. So I don't want you to be taken advantage of. I really don't. So I'm doing the best that I can to inform you and educate you when it comes to what that looks like. Okay. Now, of course, other YouTubers, now I'm not one, but other YouTubers may suggest, now they didn't do it immediately. It kind of came back later. Well, they did. They did. I'm sorry, they did. They did it here, but it didn't work. And so then they came back again with it, and this time it was first. But they should have came in immediately with this and let it hold. It didn't hold at first. And it gave you one bar, but that's just not it, if you ask me. And this one, they just couldn't reach up high enough. But I'll put it here for you, to say the least. I'll put it here for you just so you can see it. Okay. And of course, this one here, I'll do this one as well. First green bar, okay. Just do this and kind of project it forward. And again, I hope I am disclosing information that you can retain. It's important that you retain it. They made a new high. They didn't get this one to work. They made a new high. You get the red bar. They lifted up before they declined. They just didn't reach in here. Okay, now from the turn here, this sucks because they actually closed beneath it. Okay, so that does mean that this is a problem. This pivot is a problem because they closed beneath it. All right, but it ended up going up because they didn't want to go past the pivot down here on this bottom. They just didn't want to do that, and I showed you that prior to. All right, so that's my time with you. We got 3 more minutes. They didn't want to get back past this bar, so they're turning back around. I did tell you they're in the upper part of the chart, so they should be able to get up. So in the next 3 minutes, it's 4:57 here. This should be, of course, done by the time I upload the video, and you guys can take a look. And if you want, go ahead and aim through the high. I do suspect that's exactly where they're going and beyond. So you want to go ahead and kind of go with that information there. And again, I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. I want to say that to you. Really important that I go ahead and say that. Now, if you want to go with this turn, that's fine. If you want to do that, but it's kind of one and the same if you ask me. If they're not going to go down, they're going to go up. So I want to just put that there for you. And again, I covered that particular aspect in the choppy markets. Okay, I covered that here. Choppy conditions. All right, trading choppy conditions. I'm trying to give you guys some information that you can go with, that you can really learn from. Okay. And again, I provide tools that you can get education. I'm not trying to give you signals and sell you some dream that you'll be okay trading markets. You're going to take losses. You're going to get frustrated at times. But the goal is to teach you what's universal. This stuff right here is universal, and it's going to show up everywhere on the chart, everywhere. And the tools that I provide just tries to filter out which ones I believe you should be more interested in than the other. So that's my time with you. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.